But really and truly, we don't live for the dunya, we live in the dunya. So technically, the word came about with some good sense and meaning. And it's used like that. Because unfortunately, the minds of people are all attached to the materialistic things in the dunya. And that's why we call it dunya. But dunya in itself is a time, like a baby in the womb of a mother. The womb conceives the baby. After a period of time, the soul gets into that baby. And the baby is properly well formed. The hands, the feet, the nose, the eyes, life. So that's a period of time, 9 months. Some maybe 7, 8, 9. So that's a time and a place, the womb. It's a physical development time and stage with the soul being placed into the womb or the baby in the womb. And then that baby comes into this world, this dunya, which could be 9 days, 9 minutes. I remember doing a janazah for a baby that was 15 minutes. 9 months to be formed in the womb, but comes here for 15 minutes. 25 seconds, 1 minute. Or it can be 100 years. 100 and plus, so that's the dunya, a place. Like the womb, this is the dunya. But didn't everybody try to, do you know anyone who decided to stay in the womb and not come out? Brother Azad, you know anybody? You know anybody who tried to go back in the womb? I don't know how they'll do that, but anyhow. This is interesting, it's not a laughing stuff. I really don't know anybody who wants to go back in the womb they came from. It's the mother, they love the mother. You ever hear of anyone wants to go back in the womb and live in the womb? Well, they can't. It hasn't been designed like that. Allah, in His Qudra, did not design this life like that. It's a continuous journey. The time in the womb, and now the time. And Allah has written how long a baby will stay in the womb of a mother. 5 months, 6 months, whatever. And how long the baby will live in this world. And in the womb of the mother, as I said earlier on, and I gotta cut this quick, physical development, the ruh or the soul is placed into the womb, into the baby that is in the womb. And then in this dunya, you have a different level of physical development now. As the hands grow longer and the body grows stronger, you got the development of the body and spirituality. You see, remember the soul was placed in the baby in the womb. And just as the baby came that size, with the soul inside the baby, Allah designed this world for that body to grow and develop, and that soul to also do good deeds. That's one of the purpose of the human being living in this world, this journey. And I know I mentioned a little while ago, Baidhnillah, that you can't go back into the womb. Well, similarly, when this person lives the life in this world, right? Right, brothers, huh? And then the soul leaves the body at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. The soul continues. You see, the body, this little baby was in the womb. The soul wasn't there. Islamically, we have learned that after 4 months, the soul is placed into the baby in the womb. And similarly, this baby with the soul that came in this world, after a period of time, the soul continues as it entered the baby and with the body to develop physically and the soul spiritually, after a period of time, let's use an age, whatever, the soul leaves the body. And that's what is called the body died. The soul does not die. The person, the body dies. And the soul goes, but then there is a little block and barrier. The soul neither could come back, nor could it go forth. And the body goes in a hole. And that's what is called the grave. And everything has a purpose. In this world, the soul is supposed to do good deeds and amal for the rewards in the akhirah. The body with the soul. Out of respect for the human body, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created this human body. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ, in the best of form. God has created this human body in the best of form. So a human body is buried and not burnt out of respect and sharafat for the human body. That's the logistic of putting a human body in a hole. Other than that, the human body is nothing. Even the wife doesn't want the body home. You become nobody. When you have money, you're a husband with money, you're a somebody. When you die, you are nobody. But I like to pick on Brother Azad, and I remember that. Oh, the money you have in the bank when you die, this is nobody. It is just a body. Put this body in the grave. But that is reality. That's the journey. You are nobody. Sometimes your own children will not say, could you put daddy in the grave? Say, I need you to put the body now. Mr. Funeral Home Director, when are you going to wash the body? Now, when are you going to wash my daddy? When are you going to wash this body? You're not somebody anymore, you're just a body. A dead body. And if it remains too long home in your home, well, here we don't. Because of the laws in America, in other places, the body will rot and stink. Stink. Somewhere I was traveling recently and we passed by a countryside and somebody said, something is stinking here. I wonder if it's a dead human body. Brothers and sisters. And then the body is placed only out of respect in that grave. Sharafat. That's why in Islam, we were taught when you clip your hair, you must bury it. You clip your fingernails, you must bury it. It's out of respect because this body is a very sacred body. And that's why we should use this body for good things. Because we'll have to pay for it. And I was telling you again about the journey that continues. So the body goes in the grave and the soul goes right here. And there is something called Barzakh. Have you heard the word Barzakh? Barzakh. So some people say that Barzakh is a place. Barzakh is not a place. See, little misconceptions about Dunya and Barzakh. Barzakh is not really a place. Barzakh is a thing. Barzakh is really a barrier that prevents the soul from going further. Yeah, remember in Surah Rahman, Allah speaks of the Barzakh, the barrier between the sweet water and the sour water, the salty water. Surah Furqan, chapter 25. The barrier, the Barzakh, the barrier between salt water and sweet water. So Barzakh is a barrier that prevents the soul from going further. And this is why it is said it's a place that all the souls now can go further. Plus, they can't come back. They cannot go back in that dead body. No choice of what a matter. They got to wait in a waiting period and time, just as we had a time in this world. And this world, in the womb, you couldn't do anything but just be developed. In the grave, you're just a dead body, rotten and done. The soul now just awaiting the trumpet to be blown, when they will go back there and then in the body. That's how it's going to work. Then the souls will go back into the body and the body will come back alive. Rot or no rot. Because Allah tells us in Surah Yasin, just as the body came from nothing, He created us into something. He will take that same human body that was something. He says, I took a soul and put it in nothing and turned it into something, a human body. Are you telling me that body that once existed, I can put that soul back? You follow? And then you will rise from the grave. And the trumpet is blown. And we were talking about that last week and that other aspect.